Hi guys, rachybop here, back with another Sims mobile video. In this video I'm going to be re-going through how to move in another player's sim. It's a video that I did like 4 years ago and I just wanted to go over it. A few of you have been asking for me to redo this so you can see it, how it works freshly in the game nowadays. So the first thing I want to do in order to prepare for another sim coming into my household is to clear up a sim slot. So make sure you do have a sim slot spare, and also make sure that you haven't just started the game. You're going to need to be play level 6 or over, I believe it is, and you're going to need to be capable of attending parties, so make sure you have this interface here. That's like the best way to do it, because in normality you would have your friend in your friends list and then you would go to one of their parties, find their sim, they'd know you were coming to get that sim, and that's how you do it. But you can just steal random people's sims as they show up in your town, and they really ought to have some kind of a pop-up for new players so they know that that could happen. But they're also definitely going to lose that sim. It doesn't like duplicate them, they go. So just make sure if you get a pop-up in your inbox saying so-and-so wants to take your sim, then just make sure that if you say yes to that you do want to get rid of that sim, because there's no way of getting them back currently. This video is very kindly sponsored by Traffic Puzzle, which is a really awesome match 3 game. I love a match 3 game, but this one is a little bit different and it was really refreshing to play. It uses various vehicles, cars, ambulances, trains, that's what I've seen so far, and you have to match 3 cars of the sim colour and then clear the way for the ambulances to get by, for example. That's how it starts initially. Then you're going to get like helicopters, fire engines, all that kind of thing. And by about level 14 it started to get a little bit tricky. It definitely gets your brain going. You need to think about it. It's a lot more logical and challenging than other match 3 games and a lot of fun. So definitely recommend that you guys check that out. It's a free game in the App Store or on Google Play. And of course there is a link in the description to take you directly to it. So let's do this. First of all, we're going to need a spare sim slot, so I'm going to bring her over and retire her. Actually, can I? I don't know if I've got anyone ready to retire. I'm just going to head into my generations list and select justice and make him passive. So I don't actually have to retire my sim anymore, I can just make them passive, but currently with the bugs this is risky, so just be aware of that. And now I've got an empty sim slot. What I'm going to do is head into the market square and see who I can see. Okay, this lady here. You can add the sim to the contacts, which is a good idea because then you sort of are always able to find that sim. But what I'll do is, you can see here, I've got asked to move in, but you need to be relationship level 8. So I can make a friendly introduction. She's a very cute sim. And then I can begin a friendship. Let's go. And basically all the sims that you can ask to move in that are other people's sims are the sims that have blue plumb bobs over their heads. This sim is so cute. So I'm just going to quickly get this up to level 8 by burning through these events. Obviously, you would probably want to add the sim to your contacts, but you will be able to also look in here in this panel here, which you just get to by going to the item of your sim with the plumb bob at the bottom left. Tap that, it opens this and you can see this relationship. Now you've started it, BFFs forever, that's in there, and I can socialize with her that way. And this person might not want to give up this sim, so just be aware of that. You could put a lot of time and effort into this and this person might just say no, because as cool as they look to you, they might have dressed her up to go look cool and get found, but also they may not have. You can also see what level this person is at. and you can add them as a friend and all that kind of thing just by tapping the profile image over the sim info, and you can view their home and everything. This probably makes it easier to poach sims because you can see if the person might be super vulnerable to giving away their sim without knowing about it, or that they're well versed in the game and they might have made that sim purposely to give away, or they might be well versed and not want to give it away. It could go either way, but yeah, I don't like that you can really see that when a lot of people don't know that this feature even exists, or that they could give away their sim and not ever see them again. I've also seen that some people will ask to get the sim and then the person giving up the sim will switch everything about it to make them super ugly sims before they transfer them over. So just be aware of that as well. But those sorts of things, I think, depending on what type of player you are and how affected you get by things like that, I think that's kind of funny, but it's probably not quite as funny if you spent like weeks trying to get the relationship high enough. It would kind of be fun to play Russian roulette with some people. And you can do this with any relationship story. It doesn't have to be like friendly or flirty. You can like hate each other and still move them in as long as it's over level 8. If you do go to someone's party and then add them that way and start the relationship that way, the person receiving that pop-up that says this person wants to move your sim in, do you want to give them up? They won't be able to accept that until the party's over because that sim is like active in that party. So just be aware that you may not get an answer straight away. You may not get an answer straight away anyway because not everyone knows to check that part of the game. Not everyone wants to give up the sim and sometimes they'll just ignore it. And yeah, there's lots of different variables. But even if they are completely willing, they won't be able to do it until their party is finished if it's via a party that you have found them. I would love this to work in the sense that you could then see the family tree of the person that you brought in. I think that would be so cool if family trees were active, but maybe that's a reason why they're so difficult to implement. I'm presuming they are anyway. And if you find a sim that you like love and the person won't give it up, well, you can always procreate with that sim. I mean, not to be weird, but you could always, there's always a way. Okay, here we are, level 8. Now, when I tap on her, if I go all the way down, here, ask to move in. So it's not even like highlighted specially, but yeah, ask to move in. Mercedes belongs to another player. Would you like to ask whether Mercedes can move into your game? Yes, request to move in. So now that has gone off to that player, and hopefully we will hear back in here in our messages to say that yes, you can have that sim. And you can keep working on that relationship now, or you can just leave it and wait. I will check back later and continue this video, and hopefully the person will respond. I was so lucky that with this person who I requested this sim from, they actually approved me to get the sim. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry I can't add you as a friend because I've run out of friend slots, otherwise I totally would. But here it is. It brings my sim straight into cast for me to edit if I want to, or just to see how they look. And then they're added straight into my playable sims. And you can see her there. Unfortunately, and I'm really glad this happened so I can show you guys, Izzy items don't currently transfer across. I thought they did, but even just for that specific sim, but they actually done. As you can see here, this one just didn't stay on, and I did have some spare Izzy slots, so yeah, that's such a shame. Maybe they'll implement that in the future. But I now have that sim in my game. She's completely playable, she looks awesome, and the other person no longer has that sim. So that is how you move in another player's sim. If you have any questions, please do let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.